Hello, and welcome to our group wellness consult, where we will review lifestyle and membership information to support you on your new wellness journey with doTERRA. I am Eliza Boné. I am a certified essential oil educator and a wellness advocate, and I'm excited you're here today because this information is going to carve that path to wellness and help you learn how to use your oils, how to use your account. We'll go over a couple of recipes and some DIYs. So get ready to take some notes, take some screenshots, and feel free to pause this video at any time to go back and review the information. The class will take about an hour, and sometimes with our busy lives, we don't have time to sit down with a one-on-one with our wellness advocate. So we developed this option so that you can watch the recording at your leisure whenever you have the opportunity to do so. And then we will program a 20 to 30 minute wellness consult with your personal wellness advocate so they can go over your customized protocol and ensure that you know how to use the oils specifically for your individual needs. So let's get started. And I'm going to go over some basics, and most of you, if not all of you, have already taken an essential oils class, the basic one where we teach you how to use the oils topically, aromatically, internally, as well as the various benefits of oils. And getting started with essential oils can be a little daunting, maybe even overwhelming at times, but do not fear. It really is super easy and you're not alone. You're going to have the support of your wellness advocate and the community that we are going to make available to you. Now, making a decision to participate in this self-directed, holistic way of carried for your health needs is going to open a new world of possibilities. And the whole goal is to empower you, to give you the tools, give you the knowledge so that you can deal with 80 to 85% of the health issues that come up for most of us. And if you didn't know, the word doTERRA is a Latin word that means gift of the earth. And now you will be using these precious oils, these precious natural gifts from the earth to take care of yourself and your family, not only physically, but also emotionally. Now, the goal of this class, as I mentioned, is to give you tools and resources, show you how to use your diffuser if you haven't used one before. A couple of DIYs, dilution, that's very important. So we'll be going over that information. Some basic oil safety, overviews of some of the basic oils that come in most of the kits when individuals get started. We also will go over a couple of pages in your live guide. This should have come in your welcome package. It is a purple guide, and if you did not receive one, it's also available online. Plus, we'll share a hosting program we have available. Now that you've gotten started and you're going to start making those transformational changes in your life, you want to share it with others, people in your circle, in your community, friends and family that may not be familiar with essential oils and the many benefits they can derive from using them. So we'll touch on that towards the end of the class. Plus, we'll start now and then you can take screenshots, as I mentioned before, and pause this at any time so that you can get the notes that you need. We will be going a little fast through the material. There's a lot to cover. So let's get started with the tools. Here are a few of the tools you may want to consider adding to your next order if they didn't come with your introductory kit or package. We have stickers. You may wonder, what are stickers for? Why would I need stickers if my bottles have labels on them? Well, we tend to use boxes or other types of bags or organizational tools to house our oils, to protect them from the sun, from extreme temperatures. The darker, the better, the cooler, the better. So it's always nice to have a box like this, which is available at doterra.com through your wholesale account. And we put the bottles in these boxes and then put labels on top. And when you open your box, it's really easy to find the oil you need without having to pick up individual oils and check the label. So almost any type of box or bag or clutch is going to make it easier to find the oils you need if you put stickers on top. Coconut oil, you can use any carrier oil that you'd like. We prefer fractionated coconut oil, which means it stays liquid at all temperatures because it doesn't stain your clothes. It's a neutral oil that doesn't, it's not sticky. It doesn't have a scent and it doesn't have a color, so it's not going to alter the aroma of your essential oils. It's a really fabulous oil to use. And I would suggest getting the pump because it makes it so much easier to fill up your roller bottles. And you'll notice here that doTERRA also has some available, a package of 6 for $4.75. Now you can get these online as well. I love to have the hand lotion. It's the doTERRA Spa line, and this is the unscented lotion, which is super helpful when you're going to just add some lotion when you come out of the shower or for a gentle massage. You could scent your own lotion. Just put a squirt on the palm of your hand, add your favorite essential oil, maybe some serenity or some lavender, and you can really enjoy personalizing and customizing the scent of your lotion using this unscented option. Now, materials and samples. I don't know if all of you have received a welcome package. Traditionally, what we do, or your wellness advocate might do, is send you a little bag with some magazines, some essential oil samples, an A to Z guide, or a modern essentials handbook. These are just little guides to help you look up various conditions, and then it'll have suggested oils for that particular condition or ailment. And these are usually part of the welcome package that you receive. Something else you might find in that package is our living magazines. These magazines come out 4 times a year. You could purchase them through your wholesale account. They're a couple of dollars, but you can also just look at them online absolutely free. So doTERRA has several magazines going back a few years, and you can check out the archives and read through those. They have great tips, excellent educational articles on the oils, on the sourcing of the oils, and really yummy recipes on how to use your oils in the kitchen. So check those living magazines out. You may have also received a product guide or product catalog, and it's all online, of course, but some people like a physical catalog, which you can also get through your wholesale account if it did not come with your welcome package. Now let's jump into the power of using a diffuser. If you recall from the Introduction to Oils class, aromatherapy and the use of essential oils via a diffuser has many benefits. If there is congestion or sinus issues or any type of respiratory issues, you can use a variety of different oils to open up those airways and support the lungs. You can also use the diffuser to clean and purify the air. We have so many oils that have antibacterial, antiseptic, antiviral properties. And with all the different environmental challenges we have, seasonal threats as well, it's very helpful to have a diffuser to support us during the day and during the night. Of course, here, as you can notice in the picture, for your little ones or for yourself, if you have trouble sleeping, adding a little bit of serenity or lavender or cedar wood, any of these oils that are very calming and soothing to help your little ones get to bed. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and if you recall from the class, is that the power of essential oils is interesting because it can activate your limbic system. Okay, that's different portions of your brain that have the ability to support hormones, memory, emotions, even your respiratory rate, your circulation, your heart rate. All of these different functions and systems are part of your limbic system. And your nose is one of the most powerful senses you have available that goes directly to the amygdala, and that is your mood control. And your nose can do all of these things. So the power of a diffuser can support you in so many different facets. If you don't have one, I highly suggest you consider obtaining one with your future orders. Now, they're very simple to operate. Uh, all diffusers will have a water reservoir and a cover. So you remove the cover, and in the water reservoir, you add just cold water. I normally use filtered water or purified water, and there'll be a line or a red dot indicating the top fill line. You fill your little reservoir up, and then you add a few drops of your favorite essential oil. As you know, doTERRA has blends that are ready to go. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to mix anything. Just use a blend directly from the bottle. Or if you want to create your own blend, you could use a variety of different oils and customize the scent that way. Most rooms will need about anywhere from 4 to 10 drops, depending, of course, the size of the room. And there are some aromas that are very potent, so you may need less of certain drops. And the best way to learn is to just play. Play with your oils, try different scents, different blends, different drops, and you will figure out the best one for your particular needs. And of course, there are a ton of recipes online as well. Now, so you set your timer, and just a reminder that if you have pets or even little ones, do not lock them in a room with the diffuser, because if it is too powerful for them, you want to make sure your pets can leave the room if it makes them uncomfortable. With little ones, real small babies, you want to put it on the intermittent setting where it turns on for 5 minutes or so, and then it turns off. So those are options that will come in all of the doTERRA diffusers. Now, another caution with pets is that there are some oils you want to avoid using around your pets, such as oregano or thyme, tea tree, peppermint, wintergreen. These oils can be difficult for a cat, especially to process. And so they may be a lot more sensitive to these scents. So just watch them and make sure that they have a way to leave the room if it makes them uncomfortable. Now, something that I like to do and is highly recommended that we do it every week or every 2 weeks, depending on how often you use your diffuser, which I'm hoping is every day and every night. Clean your diffuser out. You want to make sure that the ultrasonic plate is very clean, and there are some oils that can be very sticky, very viscous. So make sure that you clean that out with just some water. Fill up the reservoir with some clean water. Put about a tablespoon of white vinegar, and then turn your diffuser on 5 or 10 minutes. That's all it takes. And then just empty out the diffuser and clean it with a soft cloth inside and out. The other step you can take is to get an ear swab or a Q-tip and then clean the ultrasonic plate carefully and very gently. And that's all you need to make sure you extend the life of your diffuser. Let's touch on a couple of DIYs. You may have received a bottle, a roller ball, a nasal inhaler, something to make a DIY. I like to do this for my customers because I think it's important to overcome the fear and the hesitation of using the oils. Am I going to do it right? What if I don't know how to blend something? And so right off the bat, when I do my overviews, I always include some type of DIY bottle so that we can do it together and you can get that hands-on experience, which alleviates a lot of those fears. So I'll go over some of the basic DIYs that I do with customers that are starting out with doTERRA. I love using a nasal inhaler, and they're super simple, very economical. You can get them online, and there's various types. The two most common are the plastic nasal inhaler that can come in a variety of colors, and then you have an aluminum nasal inhaler, which you'll see here on the right, the blue one, which will have a glass encasement with a cotton wick, and then you screw on the cap. Very similar with the plastic one. You have the cover, the actual nasal inhaler, a wick, and then the base or the cap. Now here are two recipes that are pretty popular and will help most people with one thing or the other. So I called one Happy Nose. This is for anything that is related to sinus congestion, seasonal threats, and because of the oils it contains, it not only opens up the airways, but the lemon, for example, is very uplifting to the mood. So that can help you feel more cheerful. The lavender is calming. And then you have the peppermint and the breathe, which are both excellent for respiratory support. And also when you blend these, they can even help with head tension and with seasonal threats. Lavender is a natural antihistamine. So there's just so much goodness in this recipe. The one for head tension also includes some really wonderful oils. For example, frankincense, the king of oils. That oil just smells so wonderful. It's very earthy, but it is excellent for mood support, for cellular support, for inflammation, and peppermint again, opening up those airways, and lavender relaxes. So when you put it all together, your option with the Roman chamomile or the deep blue is to support with pain as well. So all of these come together to alleviate some of that head tension, which can be due to a variety of reasons, but almost any reason will fit into the different properties these oils can offer us. What I like is that nasal inhalers are portable. You don't have to worry about carrying some heavy glass bottles with you. These are easy to carry, super lightweight, and can fit in a pocket, in a backpack, in a clutch, and they last anywhere from about 4 to 6 weeks. Now, the aluminum one, you can easily swap out the wick and create a brand new recipe using the same container. And you can just refill it also with the same recipe if that's something you'd like to do. The plastic one is a disposable nasal inhaler. Once you close it, it's very difficult to open that cap up again. But as I mentioned, they're super economical and you can get a bag of 20 to 25 at a super great rate. So check those out online. Something else that you may have obtained or you can easily obtain is a glass spray bottle. I love making a linen spray with my customers. And if you did receive a bottle, I would recommend you grab it right now, pause the video, grab it, get a pinch of salt, and get some water. And that's all you're going to need for the calming linen spray. You add a pinch of salt to the bottle first, and then you add your lavender or serenity or even adaptive, 15 to 20 drops, and then gently swirl or shake your bottle. You don't have to put the cap on. What we want is the salt to absorb the essential oil because as we know, water and oils don't mix. So when you add that component of salt, the salt acts as an emulsifier to help the oil get distributed throughout the water. And then add your distilled or purified water and use it to spray your pillows or your linens before you go to bed. This is something you can use with your kiddos too. Before they go to bed, spray their pillows and that'll help them just relax and have a better calm sleep. The other option you can make with this spray bottle is a easy hand sanitizer. Just add about 20 drops of On Guard and then a little bit of either fractionated coconut oil or aloe vera gel. This is going to act as your emulsifier. And then fill the remainder with some distilled water. You have the option, if you wanted to make a third of it with the rubbing alcohol. And there you go, easy peasy. In a couple of minutes, you have a very economical and effective hand sanitizer without all the toxins. Let's move on to roller balls. Maybe your order or your kit came with some roller balls, or you received one in your welcome package. And roller balls are indispensable. I suggest everyone getting started with essential oils has a supply of roller balls. Um, the standard size is about 10 milliliters, and there are some that are about 5 milliliters, but in general, they're going to be about 10 milliliters. And this is an effective way to use essential oils, dilute them, because remember, these are very concentrated, and then apply them to wherever you need them, back of the neck, bottom of the feet, along the spinal column. So what we do is to add the essential oils first, depending on the recipe you're using. Then you top that with your carrier or the fractionated coconut oil. And there are a lot of recipes online. doTERRA's blog, various social media outlets, if you got a reference guide, or just asking your wellness advocate for a recipe, depending on what your need is. In general, we make dilutions of 5 to 10%, and we're going to go over dilution in just a moment. And here are just a couple of popular recipes that a lot of people get started with. If you're dealing with stress or overwhelm, just add some adaptive and then fill the rest with coconut oil. If you need more rest or sleep, try the lavender or serenity. If you have seasonal threats, here's a perfect recipe, very similar to the one we used for the nasal inhaler. And then discomfort and pain, you can add some deep blue or copaiba. I love to mix the two. So I add both of these oils to my roller ball for discomfort. Let's move on to dilution. You always want to dilute for infants and babies and children, the elderly and the pets. Their skin is a lot more sensitive, their weight, a lot of different factors that make it it's very recommendable that we dilute for them always. And if you ever have a skin irritation or any type of reaction with the oils, um, make sure you don't wash it off with water because that can intensify the irritation. Remember, oils are lipid, so you need a carrier or an oil to dilute that oil and relieve that inflammation. So I would suggest you first add some coconut oil, for instance, and then later, once you calm that inflammation down, if you wanted, you could rinse it off at that time, but dilute it with oil. We do have some hot and sensitive oils that you want to be aware of. For example, oregano is a hot oil. So is clove and cinnamon and cassia and thyme. Then we have some that are considered sensitive. Some people can be sensitive to them because they can run hot or cold with the temperature. So deep blue, the mints like peppermint, On Guard. And that's why, especially with oils that say hot or sensitive, make sure that you always dilute them. Now, something interesting I wanted to share is the difference between applying an oil without dilution versus one with dilution. When you do not dilute your essential oils are very tiny. Their molecules are super tiny. And so most of them tend to evaporate pretty quickly. They just flash off. And you may absorb about 4%. Now, if you use a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil, they have more of a medium structure to them. They're heavier, and so they'll carry the oil down into the deeper layers of the skin, and you'll have a greater absorption, about a 10%. However, if you use oils and dilute them and you cover that area, then you get about a 70 absorption rate. So for instance, if you put it on your spinal column, then make sure you put on a shirt or a sweater or a jacket. If you put it on the bottom of your feet, put some socks on. So these are the best ways to use the essential oils topically. Dilute them and cover the oil for maximum absorption. Here is a general guideline for different ages and the amount of drops we should put in a roller ball, and then the rest would be filled with fractionated coconut oil. Now, we have a YouTube channel that has a variety of different educational classes. The first class is going to be I have my oils now what? So I recommend you watch that one after this membership overview. But a class that talks about which oils to be avoided during pregnancy or if you're nursing, as well as what's recommended for different ages, then check out Oils for Every Age, also on that same YouTube channel called The Essential Pro. Here is a dilution chart with more specific detail on a variety of different dilution rates or percentages. And I have highlighted the 10 milliliter because that's our most popular size bottle. And what you would do is take into consideration the age of the individual. As you can see, for maybe a 24-month-old child, we would use half of 1%. So if you're using a 10 milliliter roller ball, half of 1% would be 1 drop of oil for that entire roller ball. So that entire roller ball contains about 200 drops. You would just use 1 drop of oil and fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil. And that would be a perfect ideal dilution for children or babies between 3 and 24 months of age. If, let's say, for instance, you have a temporary condition, you are trying to overcome something that's acute and you want to improve it, then you can go anywhere from 10 and up, 10% and up to use that on a regular basis while you have that condition. So usually it'll be a couple of weeks or a month. For everyday normal daily use, then you can do maybe like a 5% dilution, and that would be 10 drops and the rest would be filled with fractionated coconut oil. So here are some guidelines to help you. This isn't a strict, they call it baking, right? When we bake, we have to be very exact. When we cook, we add a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and it's still going to taste great. It's not going to be a big deal. It's very similar with essential oils. It's like cooking, not baking. So these are general guidelines, and you want to just stay within the framework. And also listen to your body and see which dilution rate is best for you. A couple of tips on safety. I want to make sure that we focus on this. You want to avoid contact with the eyes, the inside of your nose, the inside in your eyes, as well as your private parts. So no oils in these areas. Dilute, we talked about dilution. And then there are some oils that should not be exposed. Your skin should not be exposed to the sun if they are in the citrus category. So any oils that are lemon, lime, grapefruit, tangerine, bergamot, these are photosensitive or phototoxic. So if you apply them topically to your skin and you go out to the sun, you don't want to garden or sunbathe because it can possibly give you a sunburn. So if you use citrus oils on your skin, avoid the sun for about 12 hours. The other thing is that you want to be cautious of blends that may contain citrus. So make sure you read your labels. Best practices: avoid extreme temperatures, avoid direct sunlight, use glass containers as most oils can break down plastic, and use smaller amounts more frequently. Let's go over some basic oils, very common in most of the kits that individuals get started with. We have lavender, everything soothing for the mind and for the skin. Also peppermint, head tension, mental fatigue, even when you have hot flashes or temperature, you can support your body with some peppermint. Lemon, cleaning, internal cleaning, external cleaning, also uplifts the mood, really great to cleanse the air. Deep blue, natural analgesic and an anti-inflammatory, great for joints, for muscles, for exercise, soreness, even menstrual cramps. On Guard, our heavy hitter protective blend, really great for getting a sore throat, cleanses and purifies the air, a natural hand sanitizer, and for ongoing immune support. I take 2 drops about twice a day, either in water or under my tongue. Breathe, respiratory support, lung support, any type of congestion and seasonal discomfort. Copaiba, love this oil. I use it primarily for anxious feelings, for feelings of panic and overwhelm. Also great for inflammation and discomfort. So if you are familiar with CBD, Copaiba is better, more potent, and more effective, and you don't have to worry about any type of negative side effect with it. Frankincense, king of oils. Love it for emotional balance. If you have sad feelings or any type of mood disorder, frankincense can be very supportive of these conditions. Really great for protecting, restoring, fortifying your cells. A wonderful oil to use on an ongoing basis. A couple of drops, a couple of times a day is a really good daily practice. Tea tree, also known as melaleuca, is a versatile oil that can help with skin conditions, with immune support. Add a few drops to your shampoo for scalp support or flakiness. Clean and healthy nails. So I keep a tea tree in the shower and I add a few drops to my nails, to my hands and my feet. Also use it in my hair. Adaptive, everything to support mood issues, too sad, too stressed, too overwhelmed. It helps your body regulate some of the hormones like cortisol and adrenaline and epinephrine that can get us a little vamped up when we're anxious or stressed. And it kind of just calms all of that down and also helps with focus. When we have stress or overwhelm, we tend to get forgetful and feel a little foggy and confused. So it supports with that. Oregano, remember, hot oil, always dilute. Really good for immune support as well as a great cleanser. If you need to clean or disinfect, oregano is great for that. Skin tags, I usually use it when I have some type of bacterial infection. Oregano is my go-to. Digestant, everything tummy related. Any type of tummy discomfort, use digestant internally, but then also topically. So let's move on to your Live Lifestyle overview. And this is the purple brochure I mentioned. It has lavender flowers in the front. And this is the guide that's going to take you through the wellness pyramid we're going to cover in just a moment. And we're going to see how our lifestyle is very important to supporting us in having that overall health and wellness. And here, this guide will help you determine which areas you might need to pay a little extra attention to. So let's get started with the wellness pyramid, which is going to be approximately page 3 of your brochure. So if you have that brochure, if you have that guide, why don't you pull it out and follow along with me. I'd like you to take this wellness assessment. It's very easy, and I'm going to walk you through it. It was developed by one of the co-founders of doTERRA, Dr. David Hill. And what he has established is that most of our health concerns are developed, over time and over a period of different areas that have been neglected. For example, the foundation of our health is eating right, having really great nutrition. That is one of the first things we want to pay attention to. And so here, I'd like you to grab a pen or a pencil, and you're going to rate yourself as we go through each of these. And if you just be very honest, and we just want to get a baseline and see what areas we can improve on. But the rating is from 1 to 10. If you have a 1, for instance, need a little help, need a little improvement. If you have a 10, then you're doing excellent, you're doing really well. So as far as eating right and having good nutrition, how would you rate yourself from 1 to 10? Are you really good at eating vegetables? Are you balanced with your meals? Do you have your meals on time? So many of us are living such busy lifestyles, and sometimes we microwave our food, or we're eating fast food, or we're skipping meals. And not only that, a lot of our food does not have the nutrition it used to have because of pollution and contaminants. The soil is just missing so many minerals. So even though we may have a healthier-ish diet, um, we may still be lacking certain nutrients. But now, of course, with your wholesale account, you're going to have access to doTERRA's #1 product, which is their lifelong vitality pack with their 30-day money back guarantee. So check those out. And if you want more information on the vitamins and supplements, reach out to your wellness advocate. We also have a video entitled Nutrition and Supplements, and you can learn more about them through that video as well. So rate yourself 1 to 10 on eating right, and let's move on to exercise. From 1 to 10, how is your exercise? How much time are you spending in movement? And exercise can be so many different things. It could be a bike ride, it can be dancing, it could be a Zumba class, it could be going for a good brisk walk. So almost anyone can exercise one way or another. It's going to be up to your personal ability and your time, but it is super important. As you can see, it's the second most important thing on this pyramid. Rest and managing stress. From 1 to 10, how are you doing in this area? Rest is sleep, of course. How well do you sleep? And then stress. How are you dealing and coping with stress? Is it affecting you in a negative way? So the great thing, again, with each of these categories is that you're going to have the ability to support those areas with natural, non-toxic, effective, safe products through your account. Reducing your toxic load from 1 to 10. I like to break this down for folks because it could be very general when you think about toxic load. What does that mean exactly? So think about it in 3 different categories. The first one would be, for instance, food. We know that certain products or foods have hormones and antibiotics. So maybe choosing an organic option for your eggs, for your milk. If you haven't heard of the Dirty Dozen, you can look it up, and it's going to be a list of the 12 most toxic laden, pesticide laden fruits and vegetables that are out there, like strawberries and celery and tomatoes and apples. They spray a lot of pesticides on these specific 12 fruits and vegetables. So look at that list and maybe try to reduce your consumption or use organic options for these 12. So being conscientious of the the effects of pesticides and other toxic chemicals on food, genetically modified food, etc. The second category under the toxic load would be to consider your personal care products, what we put on our body. There's a report I read some time ago that mentioned a study they did for women specifically. When we get ready with our morning routine and we take a shower and we do our makeup and we put on deodorant and perfume and hair gel, we've already layered about 200 toxic chemicals on our body simply by getting ready for work or for school in the morning. And we do that every day. And at night, we also have another type of bedtime routine that can often include toxic products. So this tends to accumulate in the body. Not all toxins, not all of those ingredients are safe. There's a lot of endocrine disruptors and phthalates and things that are really not good for our body. So being more cognizant of what is in your personal care ingredients and products. The third thing on reducing toxic load would be your cleaning products. What are you using to clean your home? There are a lot of toxic ingredients that can be caustic and irritate the lungs and the eyes and have other negative side effects. So, if you think about your food, your personal care products, your cleaning care products, how are you doing with your toxic load from 1 to 10? And as you noticed, eating right, exercise, managing and stress and resting, plus your toxic load, all of these four categories all fall within lifestyle choices. So we do have the power to make changes and make better decisions and bring healthier products and food and make better choices with all of these different areas. And that's going to also have a ripple effect on our health. The last two are health related or healthcare related. Informed self care is twofold. It means choosing something natural before we go the modern route, using a natural alternative first before going to over the counter, perhaps. Also, being proactive about trying to maintain our health and trying to stay as healthy as possible. Using our On Guard and our frankincense on a daily basis to support the body. So 1 to 10, how do you feel you'll be doing or you're already doing in this category? And the last one is your proactive medical care. From 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as far as making sure you get your labs every year, doing your checkup, doing your OBGYN visit, just staying on top of those basic like baselines so that you know what's going on with your body and you can hopefully treat it naturally, um, and just be aware of what needs to be done because these checkups can be life-saving, so you don't want to neglect taking care of that and being on top of those annual visits. Okay, so if you got a score, or if some of these scored under 6, then you might want to go to that page in your Live Guide and just see what some of the suggestions are that can support your health and your wellness in this specific category. And all of those, I recommend just going through the whole Live Guide because that information is very helpful. There's some recipes and tips and just ideas to help you create a wellness plan. Now, based on what your scores were in the pyramid, and let's just say that you need a little support with reducing your toxic load, for instance. So then in the next pages, usually about 14 or 15, you will see these columns that are color coordinating with the pyramid. And 4, for instance, says reduce your toxic load. Here are some suggestions and some ways that you can start taking steps towards doing that. The other thing that may have that you may have in your brochure is a prepared protocol, because you probably spoke to your wellness advocate and discussed what your top 2 or 3 health priorities are, and they may have already created a wellness plan for you based on your specific needs. So these will be outlined in this section of your Live Guide. They will have mentioned or written down things that you have to support your health concerns, or maybe some things that you still need to complete that protocol. So just go through this carefully with your wellness advocate. You will be having a private consult with them. That's going to take maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes so that you can go through this page very slowly, carefully, in details that you understand how to do your specific protocol. So make sure you schedule that. Now we're going to move into the last part of the class, which is how to use your wholesale account. And you have 2 options. When you enrolled, you either purchased a wholesale membership for $35 and then added individual products, or you purchased a kit and that included your free membership. And so this gives you 25% off. Either one, you get 25% off, you have a wholesale account, and you get member prices. Now, what I'm going to share with you is option 2, so that you can save 35 to 55% off through the loyalty reward program. This is an optional program and it's absolutely free to join. So let's get started so you can learn how you can earn and exchange your points for free product. Now, in the pages, I believe they're 18 and 19, you're going to have information about the loyalty reward program, how it works, how you earn points, and I am just going to go over the key highlights. But as I mentioned, it is free to participate and you can cancel at any time. There is no obligation whatsoever. And you just call doTERRA at the 800 number and you just let them know you want to cancel. So you can try it for a month or 2 and see if it's a good fit for you. And what I love is that you select what you want each month. It's not a pre-selected box that they ship you. You go into your account once a month or more. You can go in as many times as you want, of course, but at least once a month, and you just pick and choose. What do you need? Do you need more lemon? Do you want to try the deodorant? And you start to receive points after you purchase 50 points or above. So if your total order is 50 points or above, you start to earn reward points. Everybody starts at 10%, and then every 3 months you go up 5%. So we'll cover that next. And what I also love about this program is that you just need to purchase one thing, anything that has a point value. It could be a lip balm or a hand sanitizer or some shampoo or a deodorant or hand lotion or an essential oil or vitamins. You decide. You purchase one thing or more, and that's it. It's a monthly order that you control. You control the date, you control what you buy, you also control the quantity or the dollar amount. So I absolutely love the flexibility of this program. And above all, I love getting free product. And I'm going to show you how you can qualify for that. Now, with this program, you also get your shipping reimbursed. If you do your own order online without calling customer service, you get 100% of your shipping reimbursed in points. And so when you place your order, they will charge you the shipping, $3.99, which is super economical. But the following month, they will put 4 back into your account as points. Now, you can also qualify for a free oil every month. And that's when you purchase 125 points between the 1st and the 15th of the month. And doTERRA chooses this oil for you. But what I like is that many times doTERRA has oils that are limited edition. You cannot purchase them normally. They are very special, rare, and I have a great collection of oils that are not available for sale that I received as a gift with my monthly loyalty reward order. So that's another awesome perk. Plus, they have monthly promos, different discounts, and I just can't say enough good things about this program. I mean, I'm going to purchase my vitamins anyway. I'm going to purchase deodorant anyway. And what happens is that we sometimes forget that purchasing like personal care products, we may go to other stores. We're paying retail and we're using products that are usually full of toxic ingredients. So here you can just take those funds and use them in your wholesale account where you're going to get essential oil infused natural products, and they're going to be at a great price, plus you earn rewards. So it's just a win-win-win. Now, you can buy as many times as you want, but at least one time. So let's learn a little bit about how you can earn free product. Now, as I mentioned, you start earning points when you order 50 PV or points, product value, or above. If you order 50 or above, then you'll start earning 10% for about 3 months. Every time you do 50, you earn 10%. Now, you don't have to do it consecutively. Maybe 1 month it's 50, another month it's 7 or 8, then another month it's 50, and then it's 20, and then it's 50. Whenever you do 50 or above 3 times, then you're going to move up to the next percentage, which is 15%. And eventually you'll get to 30. So between your 25% discount plus 30% in rebates, in free product and points, that's 55% off retail. I am at 30% and I purchased all my personal care and my vitamins and my oils, and I earn between $40 and $80 a month, points a month in free products. So it's absolutely worth it. This is like free healthcare. And it's just the smartest way to get your oils. So once you accumulate some points, you just redeem them. And I'm going to be showing you how that works in just a moment. Now, the back page of your Live Guide is going to have your member ID and your password. If not, it was emailed to you and you can set up your own password. But you will go to doterra.com or you're going to use the doTERRA shop app. I've indicated doTERRA's 800 number here. And then I wanted to share some of our community resources for you. We have a couple of Facebook groups that are for customers only. You as a customer on our team receives exclusive access to these groups. So my group is called the Essential Pearl. We also have another group with a larger community that has some holistic practitioners like naturopathic physicians and other essential oil experts. And that is the Essential Wellness PDX group. And of course, doTERRA has a Facebook group as well. We also have an educational website where you can see recorded webinars and calls on oils, on how to use them for emotions. Almost any topic you can think of is going to be on that website. So it's a fabulous resource. And every week we have a community call on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where you can learn about a variety of topics. And then, of course, we have a continuing education series. It's 8 different classes that will cover topics like stress, pain, and emotions, oils for every age, reducing your toxic load, and a lot of other key topics that are pertinent to individuals just starting with oils. So look out for those. We have some that are recorded on my YouTube channel, The Essential Pearl, and we also have live classes every couple of months. So let's get started and learn how to use your account as we wrap up this class. Step one is to log into doterra.com or download the app, and then you're going to enter your ID and password. One of the first things will be to authenticate your account. So just click on mobile and then choose text because it's a little difficult to understand the recorded voice when they give you the code. So I recommend to use the text option. And then you enter that code and it'll give you access to your account where you log in. Step three is to create a new loyalty reward template. If you decide to join the program, remember it's free and you can cancel anytime. Just click Create New LRP. If you're going to do a one-time order, and that's for individuals that are just going to order once in a while, a couple of times a year, with the one-time order, you do not get any points, you do not get any shipping, you do not get access to any of the promotions. So just be aware that you will only be getting your 25% off. And if you're doing the loyalty reward order, you get all of those other perks I mentioned. Now, if you do decide to click on loyalty reward, you would choose a date. I suggest using any of the purple dates because if you happen to someday decide to order 125 points, you want to make sure you get the free oil. If you choose any of the black dates, you do not get the free oil even if you reach 125 PV. So just to be safe, pick a purple date. Then click Save and Shop. Step 5, just start adding items to your bag. There is a search bar, there is icons, there is submenus. So there's a lot of different ways to look at the products and read about the products. It's a pretty intuitive website, very easy to navigate. And whenever you want to look at your bag, just click on Bag and Review Order. When you review the order, it's going to look like this. And from here, if you forgot to add something, you can do a quick add. And just remember to look at your PV total, which I've circled, to see what your total is and see if you qualify for the free oil. Or if you're over 50, you know you're going to qualify for the points, depending on what percentage you're at. So I've circled that area as well because it's going to give you the estimated shipping points earned and the estimated loyalty reward points earned. So right here, it says points earned 37.5, which is about $37. And then shipping is 4, which is about $4 because you paid $3.99 in shipping. So then you click Save and Process. This will not process until the day that is indicated on the template. It will not charge or anything like that. So you have up until that date to make changes, revisions, add, delete, whatever you want. Make sure you do it before the date on the template. You also have the option to proceed to checkout. Just a note of caution here. Let's say it's May 31st. This template, as an example, is set for June 16th. And it is May and you're adding things to your order and then you say, you know what? I'm gonna just process it in May. And so if you proceed to checkout, it's going to count as your May order. So when June 16 rolls around, then you're going to need to do another order because it processed for May. So just be aware of that. If you do want to process it, for example, June 2nd, and you process it early, it's fine. It will not reship on June 16th because it already processed for the month of June. See how that works? Super easy. Just remember to take note of the date so that you can add it to your calendar or put a reminder. Because if you do not change your template every month, you have to go in and change your template. It will reship the same items that are in your cart because this is a saved template. So make sure you go in a day or two before your ship date and add the new items and then delete the old and then save it so that it ships whatever you need that month, okay? To make changes, next time you go in, the following time or the following month, you go into your order, into your account, you don't have to create a new LRP. You only did that the first time. So you don't need to do that unless you want to have two templates going simultaneously. Maybe you have someone in your household that is on the vitamins and you're not, but you want your oils. So you could create a separate template for somebody in your household. But generally, to avoid confusion, I recommend just sticking to the one template. And so when you go back in, all you have to do is edit order. You do not have to create a new template. And from there, you just make the necessary changes. Now, when you go back in there, next time, the following month, you'll probably notice some points that have been accumulated. And if you want to use your points, there is a $3 fee, and you do need to order one item with a PV in order to process points. So just be aware of that. And here, of course, you're going to see the points of your order. You're going to look at the PV and not the dollar amount. And so, for instance, here I have 45 points, and then I have a Copaiba, which is 35. So I have enough points to get a free Copaiba. So in this column where it says use points, I just click on the drop down and I click on one, and then my Copaiba will be marked as a free item. So I tell folks, just save your points till you have 30, 40, 50 PV to make it worth the $3 processing fee, right? Let me go back for a second. I want to make sure that I mention the ability to change your date. So if you click on this little icon here with the calendar and the pencil, you can change your ship date. Just make sure you save it. And when you're ready to exchange your points, there is the 1 PV minimum order I mentioned, the $3 fee to exchange the points. And also, when you're exchanging points or redeeming your points, you need to process that order immediately. You cannot save it for a future ship date. You need to proceed to checkout. And there are some things that cannot be purchased with points, such as the vitamins and the diffuser, items that are the one-time purchases or holiday items. You cannot purchase those with points. And you do have 1 year from the time you receive your points to exchange them. Now, as we conclude the class, I want to encourage you to help others in your community to use natural solutions, to learn how essential oils and natural products can support their health, can help them meet their wellness goals, and you can host a class. It's super easy and very, very fun. Just for hosting, you get a keychain with these little vials so that you can add your favorite oils and you can travel, you can go to school, go to work without having to take your full bottles of essential oils. You can just make them absolutely portable, and it's really small and cute and super easy to carry. Now, just for hosting, and if you get 1 or 2 guests, you get the keychain and you get about 8 oils filled with essential oil. It's really neat to have this little gift already pre-filled with oils. So just for hosting and having a couple of guests, this is what you're going to earn. In addition, for additional guests that come to your class, you choose 1 gift. If you have 5 to 6, 2 more gifts, 7 to 8, 3 gifts. And each additional class that's booked, you even get another gift. So you can get quite a bit of free gifts just by hosting a class. Selection may vary depending on the wellness advocate that you have. And you do have to have qualified guests, which means they do not have a doTERRA account, they're over 18 years of age, and they have the ability to open an account on their own if they want. Now, we have reached the end of our class and a couple of tips on our next steps. Schedule your personalized wellness consult. It'll take 20, 30 minutes at max so that you can go over your protocol and ask your wellness advocate any questions you may have on how to execute that recommended protocol. Plus, don't forget to join us on Facebook. We post a lot of great information, a lot of recipes, tips. You can ask questions. Sometimes we have challenges and different prizes. So please make sure that you join us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and when you get a chance, watch I Have My Oils Now What. That is a class that's going to review a lot of what we talked about today, but there's going to be so much more that you're going to enjoy learning. It has a lot of recipes, a lot of great tips, even diffuser recipes to help you get started. Plus, organize a class, host a class with your wellness advocate. It's easy, and your wellness advocate will guide you step by step on how to do that. And of course, don't forget to use your oils and follow your protocol. Now, remember that your wholesale account is only for you and the members of your family in the household. Because oils are very concentrated and there are some contraindications for certain individuals. If you do not have the training to know which oils are not recommended for certain individuals, please make sure that you connect people that are interested or that need support with your wellness advocate so that she or he can guide them and make sure that safety, right? Safety is our number one concern. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this helpful. And remember that we are here to support you. We are here to guide you. We are here to advocate on your behalf. Do not hesitate to reach out to your wellness advocate if you have any questions or need any type of concern. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.